Hello, all of you wonderful creative people here on YouTube. My name is Rio, and I welcome you to my artsy corner. Well then, as you have probably noticed, this is my very first coloring related video on this channel. So I figured I should take this chance to simply introduce myself to the coloring community of YouTube and to each and every one of you who took their time to stop by and take a look at this video. Anywho, since English is not my native language and I still find it kind of hard to talk in front of the camera, I'll do a bit of a voiceover. Meanwhile, I'll be coloring a page in this beautiful book by Kamila Angelkova, 101 Unique Mandalas, whilst using this unique color palette. What makes it so unique, you might ask? Well, you're just gonna have to wait and see till the end of the video. Until then, take your time and enjoy watching. Drawing and coloring have been a part of my life ever since I was a kid. Of course, the books I used to color in back then had pages that were newspaper thin, double-sided, with line work bleeding through to the other side. Not to mention the 6-count felt tip pens I used to use. My pencils barely had any pigment in them, and crayons, well, they felt more like drawing with a piece of a candle. It was loads of fun nonetheless. As a teen, I used to draw illustrations for my fanfiction stories I spent hours to write after school. Eventually, I got very fond of drawing fan art of my favorite TV shows or anime series I was watching. I still have this huge big binder full of my old drawings I continued to make even after I finished school. I'm no professional by any means. Everything I know about drawing I learned through trial and error as my style and coloring habits changed throughout the years, until I found what I felt most comfortable with. Back in early 2000s, I was very active on DeviantArt. I was part of several groups and fan pages, took part in countless events hosted by them, made lots of art trades with other artists, and sadly, as much of fun as it was, eventually it led to a burnout. Drawing felt more like a chore I felt obligated to do. I had no time to draw the things I actually wanted to draw. Then, as I've discovered cosplay, it was time for changes. This new hobby took me over completely. I spent my free time making costumes with my friends, filming live-action videos, or attending cons. I barely had any time to draw, although I still try it every now and then. Thus came 2020, and all of a sudden, life stood still. The cons were cancelled, all the lockdowns prevented me from seeing my friends, and so I've slowly lost my motivation and drive to cosplay. It felt pretty depressing. It may also be that after almost 12 years of crafting props and sewing, I once again needed some changes. And they came as I felt the itch to draw coming back. I found so many wonderful and talented people here on YouTube that inspired me. I discovered an abundance of new media I wanted to try out. Their advice and their examples helped me to improve the quality of my drawings, though I've sketched more than I actually colored. I have quite a pile of line arts waiting to be colored in. would you be interested to see me do that? I mean, it's still coloring. So then, what does it all have to do with adult coloring, you might ask? Well, last year I started receiving YouTube recommendations of coloring videos. My curiosity took over and I dived in, and boy was that a ride. So many new ways to color, so many wonderful books to choose from. It all brought me back to my childhood and I felt the wish to color once again. Last September I got my first few books that were coloring heaven issues and one of Dada Mao's books, I believe, and thus it all began. Especially as I discovered the deep rabbit hole that is Amazon. My collection grew slowly but surely, but believe it or not, I only started to actually color in March this year. And I'm loving it. So, in a way, you may call me a noob, but I'm here to learn and get better as I go. I am truly looking forward to this exciting trip and I welcome you to join me on the way. And I believe we are done. Well, this actually came out pretty cool. I like the way it shimmers. This cheapish silver pen did a great job. I'm really happy with how this turned out. And I hope you really enjoyed my story while you watched me color this beautiful mandala. Now, back to the colors I chose. Maybe you can already try and guess what inspired me to choose this palette. If no, I'm going to tell you. It has something to do with one of my future videos that I'm going to film anytime soon. It's this. Yeah, I took inspiration from this box of pencils. Yeah, I jumped into the bandwagon and got these because everyone was raving about them, saying how soft they are and how similar they are to Prismacolor, and because those are really hard to get in my country, I figured why not get these and have a try. So this is eventually how I'm going to tackle this book in general. I'm going to take inspiration from everyday things that surround me, be it a box of pencils, any kind of product labels, funky fabric patterns. Believe it or not, I did one of the pages in this book inspired by the colors from the rug of my friend's house. I really liked the palette and figured why the hell not. Anywho, now back to the topic at hand. As you have probably figured, this is a pretty old channel, and ever since I created it back in 2006, it went through a lot of changes. Not too long ago, I have repurposed it to be a channel that I'm uploaded my cosplay performances in, and now I am repurposing it once again. I'm not gonna be deleting any of my old videos. Well, it was a big part of my life after all, and a pretty exciting one. It's not like I'm dropping cosplay anyway. I'm still working on a couple of ongoing projects that I would like to finish anytime soon. Well, sooner rather than later, actually, because there's not much left to do. And I'm done with both costumes. So yeah, I hope that any of my old subscribers from back in the day will choose to stay and hang around as I'm going through these changes. If you are new, I give you a big warm welcome. If you're just someone who stopped by out of curiosity, I welcome you to join us. And I hope you're gonna like it in here. And watch me take my first baby steps into the coloring world. Well, I hope to be back with my next video anytime soon. I'm full of ideas, I feel inspired, I feel creative. I'm also open to any kind of suggestions any of you may have. If you do, please don't be afraid to leave them in the comments down below. If you're looking forward to see what I have to offer, please consider subscribing, give this video a like, be a big encouragement for me. Thank you very much in advance. Until then, be creative, be artsy, and I hope to see you all soon. For now, bye bye!